Hello there, beautiful people. Made a video yesterday that was the first one in 8 months and had some pretty impactful statements in there about the choices that we make and how it impacts not just our bodies and our minds, but the people around us and the people on the other side of the world even. So I wanted to continue that message with a kitchen session. I usually like to do videos outside, but today I'm in the kitchen and I want to talk about phytic acid. Nature has a way of protecting itself. So, in seeds and nuts, beans, they all have a protective coating that when a bird swallows them, grains as well is the fourth one. When a bird eats them, if they don't break them up, it will come out of their waste. And it's the same with humans. If we eat a seed whole or we eat any type of a bean whole, it will come out whole as well. So it's important for us to realize when we're eating our meals that this phytic acid in our stomach mixed with other foods will have an impact on our absorption. So there are a couple ways to alleviate the phytic acid content, to reduce it, and in many ways completely eliminate it. So I want to talk about that mostly, how you can get to a point where you can eat it all together and not have to think about what you're combining and what you're not combining. So I make a lot of soups. I make lentils, chickpeas, pretty much any kind of bean is fair game. And I'll mix in carrots and celery and onions and some types of squashes and whatnot. So what we want to do is if we're eating healthy and we're making good decisions on what we're purchasing and what we're cooking, we want to make sure that our body's getting all of what we're putting in. So if we just eat, if we go to Chipotle or Moe's, we think we're eating healthy, but we're eating a burrito bowl or a burrito that's loaded with mostly half of it is rice and beans. And those beans and rice have, especially the white rice, has a very high content of phytic acid. So when that gets into our stomach and mixes with all the other greatness that's in that burrito, the cilantro, the tomatoes, the avocado, guacamole, all that good stuff, the minerals that are in those foods bind with the phytic acid. The phytic acid is like a magnet to those minerals. And so it binds to the phytic acid, and our bodies will not absorb that phytic acid. So all that's in our stomach at that time that is getting pulled into the phytic acid bond just gets eliminated. So we're eating a lot of healthy foods, but we may only be absorbing a third of it or half of it, or the exact science and fraction of it is not something we're going to be able to come up with. But I just want to speak to a macro scenario of what we're putting in our stomach at the same time and how important that is to consider it. So if we soak the rice, the beans, the seeds, the nuts, if we soak them for a period of time, and there is a chart out there on my website that you can reference that has soak times for the various different beans and nuts and seeds and grains. It's pretty cool. Anywhere from 2 hours up to 24 hours and beyond. And then you can actually sprout the beans and the seeds and the nuts too. The grains will even sprout also. And that pretty much eliminates all the phytic acid. So the longer they soak, the better, but you don't want to soak them too long to where they start to decompose on your counter shelf. So great reference of that chart. I'll try to include that somehow on this video, either in the comments section or something. And so what I have here is, I'm going to turn the phone around, is a bowl of adzuki beans that have been soaking for 24 hours, and I just rinsed them really well, and as you can see, they're starting to sprout very nicely. And so once they have sprouted, that phytic acid has been released. It's very important to rinse all of that out so that you're not putting it into what you're cooking. So I'll rinse these a few more times before I add them into the soup. And then if I'm going to do a quinoa or a rice combination with it, I'll have those soaking in a separate container as well. So we're coming up on 6 minutes here. I'm gonna cut this short, but I just wanted to cover that, and I think that's very important when we're looking at food and being healthy, and if we're eating the great minerals that our body requires, we want to make sure that we're actually absorbing it and not just flushing it out. So hope that was helpful to you. Check out my website anytime, www.kevinhinkle.com, and hope you're having a fabulous day. I love you all. Mwah. Take care.